Hi guys! Since I can't be there in person today, I decided to make a video to show you the terms that were assigned to me for the Jigsaw PowerPoint. Alright, so my first term is location. And in the context of geography, location refers to what's where things are on the surface of the earth. There are two aspects to location that are typically studied in geography. The first is absolute location, and the second is relative location. Absolute location refers to where things are on the Earth as determined by an agreed upon set of coordinates. So you could think of like latitude and longitude as an example of where you can pinpoint an exact spot on the Earth. And relative location is where things are relative to each other. So that could be how many miles apart two things are, how close you live to the store would be an example of a relative location. Location is important to geography because it gives the students that picture of what's where. Where things are on the earth influences the climate there and the weather and just the way that everything interacts. My second term is symbol. Symbols are a tool that are used on maps to portray things that can't be shown in their actual size. So we see this a lot with, like if you were to use Google Maps on your GPS, the roads are shown in one way, or different, like the different sizes of roads have different symbols. And you can see here on my slide there are symbols for like churches or hospitals that can be embedded into the maps to, without needing to portray the actual building or the actual structure itself. It's an easy way for the reader of the map to understand what it is that's there. And the important thing to remember is that symbols represent real things. They're not an actual picture of the real thing, but they represent a real thing that the map is trying to convey. My third term is scale, which is also an important term to know when learning about maps. And scale is usually found on like a lower non-important section of the map, and I have here in the picture on the screen, the scale is circled with a red circle and there's a red arrow pointing towards it, and the scale is meant to show the measurement on the map relative to the measurement on the earth. So the small number will always be on one side of the scale and the big number will be on the other side. So you could have like a 1 to 1 million scale, or 1 inch to 10 miles, depending on what information the map is trying to convey will influence the scale of the map. And this is really important because maps don't show things in their actual size. That would be impossible. So getting the students to really understand that a map has everything, but in a smaller representation. So it's kind of a difficult concept for young minds to grasp, but it's also an important one for us to make sure that we teach. Projection is the way that things are transferred, the transferring of information from a round globe to a flat map. And as you can see from the three different pictures that I have here on the screen, this is a tricky concept to try to portray. You can't accurately portray a round figure on a flat map. Just doesn't work right. So here are three different ways that people have tried to do that with varying levels of success. But honestly, the best way to really get a full understanding of the globe is to have an actual globe itself. In my classroom, I would explain these terms by bringing out real physical maps for the students to explore. And I would also go to Google Maps and print out a map of the actual town where we live. And I would use that to teach them their location on the map, so we could find their different homes, we could find where the school is, and I would explain the way that the symbols are used on the map. This would be easily done by showing them like where their school is or where churches are, and showing them those symbols and how they are interpreted from the map. As far as scale goes, it would be easy to show them the scale of the map if it was relative to their own home, because I could show them the way that like 1 mile from school to their house is shown on the map and the way that that scale is portrayed. And for projection, I would actually bring in well, I would have both a physical globe and I would use Google Earth to show them the way that even though the world is round, we can use projection to portray that on a flat surface. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.